Hey, hello, Rodney. Thanks for clicking on my video. Just got out of bed. Forgot to put the coffee in the thing. This coffee here, I mean, it's better than drinking. Like, say for example, if you go outside and you take like a bunch of dirt, and put it in the coffee thing, and then it's like about twice as good as that. That's how fucking good it is. If you can't afford good coffee, then you should just quit drinking coffee. I remember one time I was reading about Andy Warhol when he did those Coke bottles. And he's talking about Coca-Cola. And no matter who you were, you had the best Coca-Cola. Basically, I don't remember exactly what he was talking about. You can do some research on that. It was like you had the kings of the world couldn't have a better Coca-Cola than you. So that's kind of the way I feel about coffee. I mean, if I can't have decent coffee, if I can't have the best freaking coffee, I mean, what's the point? It's freaking coffee, for crying out loud. It's not like a new car, or a new house or a trip around the world. It's freaking coffee. If you're limited to drinking shit coffee, then just quit drinking coffee, Rodney. Crying out loud. But I do have good news. On my second day on the beginning of my second day of being cracker, peanut butter, and honey free, I weighed myself and weighed 190 in my shorts. These big, bulky kind of shorts I wear. I don't know if I had on my flip flops or not. But down, I was 195 when I started to realize, hey, something's got to get done. I think I was 195. Something's got to get done. So, of course, the freaking psyllium husks really haven't done their trip the way I thought they would. So, I might have to go with the super duper chemically aided whatever. Look at that. I can't even walk out there anymore. Because if I walked out there, I mean, I am allergic to all that crap. My legs would start itching like you wouldn't believe. Well, you could believe it. It's like itchy legs. Oh, boy. I heard a little coyote in the background. Naturally, I can hear the faraway crowing of a rooster. You ever get tired of hearing me complain about roosters and dogs? Barky cock-a-doodle-doo acres. Where do you live? Oh, I live in Barky cock-a-doodle-doo acres. Shut up, Rodney. Just get used to it, buddy. Accept the things you cannot change. What is this strange prayer? I said that thing I don't know how many times. God help me to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom here, Rodney, is you're not going to change Barky Cockadoodle Acres into Hello Rodney Acres. It's not going to freaking happen, buddy. So have the wisdom to understand that. Oh, I will. Now that I'm cracker, peanut butter, and honey free, it's all starting to come into place. Oh, boy. I think I might go to Albuquerque today. I have one more experiment that I want to do before I give up on this freaking idea that I thought was a good idea, which basically turned into more work than it's freaking worth. But I have one more idea that I want to work on. Because it's a good idea, but it's just, and you really, and you look at it, the shit that they're making in China for beads. I mean, you know, the way the world is, for a person that likes to make stuff, you're dealing, let me show you something. Where is that? I had a bead here. This little bead right here. That little tiny bead right there. That is a chevron bead from China. I'll bet you $100 What's happening is that woman is walking her dogs right over there, and she's walking past that. Look at my binoculars and see if I can see her. That's what Barky Cockadoodle Acres is like. I swear, these people have brains smaller than a fucking black-eyed pea. Worthless fucking people, man, I swear. Got 40 fucking dogs to guard their what? To guard their fucking lawnmower and their... honey, we better get a dog so we can guard our four-wheeler. Oh, I don't want anybody to get our four-wheeler. Fucking people. No, I can't see her. But I'll bet $50 that's what it was. They calm down now. But see, if you live close to that, then that wakes you up in the morning. You know, because people like to go for walks in the morning when it's nice and cool and quiet. Like the guy across the street over there, he's already out. Walking up and down his driveway or whatever he's doing. Which is good. Yeah, cock-a-doodle-doo. It's Barky and cockle-doodle-doo time with your host, Barky Rodney, and his sidekick, Cock-a-doodle-hello. Anyway, I'm only making these videos because I think somebody might like to watch them. To put it a little, you know, because some people do like to watch these videos. I don't know why. They probably think, oh, well, the reason I like to watch your videos, Rodney, is because, well, it makes me feel good that I'm not you. Well, I just got back from the flea market. I didn't get anything. But I've been putting this thing off for a while to go get my car checked out. Because it's been making this noise, and I figured there's something wrong there. So I took it down to the guy, and he checked it out to get that thing fixed, and then the other things like brake pads, air filter, brake pads, you know, a bunch of other stuff like that, just maintenance stuff. And that thing, that's for a hub thing for a wheel, $506. I mean, I can't complain. I can't complain. I mean, I've had that vehicle such a long time, and it's given me almost no trouble at all. You know, tires. One time I had to spend, I think, $1,200 to get the transmission fixed. I think it was what it was, something like that. I can't remember. Maybe it wasn't that much. But anyway, So I've had the vehicle for, in December it'll be 12 years. So between what I paid for the transmission and what I paid for this, it's not that much. So I just hope the other one doesn't go out. That kind of stuff stresses me out a little bit. But that's what you pay for having a vehicle. You pay the insurance and all that. So this is, I don't want to have to buy another vehicle. So I'm going to try and keep this one in good working order, because a new vehicle is going to cost a lot of money, I have a feeling. I'm not going to buy a new one. I've never had a new vehicle. I'm one of the only people in America that's never had a new vehicle. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's probably plenty of people. But I never had a new vehicle. I never knew the feeling that you get by having that new car smell. I always have to get the residual new car smell of somebody else's new vehicle as they mock me. You don't care, though. You people don't care that people mock me because of my vehicle. You don't care. You don't give a damn. It's a good thing I have a knife. I'd stab myself in the throat just to prove to you I got a knife now. Ugh. There was a guy who committed suicide once? South America, I think. He committed suicide by drilling holes in his head with a drill. Bzzz. It took him like 3 or 4 times, I think, to kill himself. I mean, you really have to be serious about killing yourself to drill holes in your own head. Can you imagine the burning and the smell of your own skull? Bzzz. I mean, the guy must have been nuts. He had to have been nuts. I want all of you to feel guilty for me. Not for me, for yourself. Excuse me. I had a Navajo taco. Now, Navajo taco is basically fried bread. Fried freaking bread. It's like a sopapilla. If it's in Mexico, it would be considered a sopapilla. Although sopapilla, well, it's basically the same thing. Sopapilla and it's fried bread. It's basically, instead of baking the bread, you fry it. That's what I get out of it. It's kind of like a donut, except different. Without sugar, kind of a vibe. And then with beans and meat and with lettuce, tomatoes, onions. So I bought it at the flea market from this lady, because one of the guys said, "Oh, they're great." And all that. Oh, okay. So I ended up going to the park and having it, and I threw away most of the whole freaking fried bread thing. Ugh. So I ate that, and that was my lunch. And then I went to the place to get corn, and $6 for a dozen. And then there was a guy there, he bought 25 dozen for $50, $2 a dozen. They said he had to pick it himself. So they have a self-pick place. So if I'd known that, I would have picked my own freaking corn. But I think you have to, in order to do self-pick, I think you might have to buy a specific number or something. Anyway, I'm not really stressed out over the car thing, $500, but it's not something that I'm real thrilled about. But I mean, you have to do it. I had to do it. I mean, I didn't have to. Basically, the guy said, well, it's not going to cause any kind of catastrophic accident. Eventually it would start going like that. My tire would wear, and eventually it would just... So I went ahead and bit the bullet, said, okay, fine, fucking let's do it. But then all that other stuff needed to be done too, so... I have to drive myself around. In a vehicle that's from 1995. You know the shame of that? The shame I feel? Man. Actually, I think it's a great vehicle. I had it for 12 years, almost 12 years. In December, it's going to be 12 years. that's great. I told the guy, I said, I've had 2 vehicles since 1986. He says, that's probably a good thing. I said, yeah, it's a real good thing for someone like me. Because I don't know anything about cars or anything. I just, God takes care of me on that. Because, I mean, I know nothing about it. Oh, yeah, you need some, roto hubs for your front wheel because your hubbly rotors are, not doing their hubbleness and you got to get them fixed. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, just make sure you put on the good ones. Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know shit about it, nothing. That's the thing about a guy like me. I don't know how to do anything. I'm really fortunate to be able to make a living. This shit happened. My level of intelligence for doing work for other people is so limited. I mean, it's just practically non-existent. They have 2 sheds open at the flea market. They were $65 a month, and now they're $100 a month. But I'm certainly not going to even think about that going into the winter. Probably be a good thing for me to do. Just to just try to get rid of all my stuff. But then, fuck it. What am I even talking about this shit for? See how my experiment's going. See how this experiment went. Still doing its thing. So we'll let it sit there for a while. Anyway. What are you going to do? What the hell are you going to do? $506. Which happens to be the price of that painting right there. $506 with free shipping. So anyway, that's what's happening over here. So I think I'll go ahead and post this video because I'm not going to be doing any more videos. I did do something that stresses me out every time I do this kind of crap. First time I ever did this, I called the pharmacy because my medication. Also, I'm on another medication that cost me more than what I thought it was going to cost. A monthly medication that I'm trying out. The doctor wanted me to try it out. Well, he made a suggestion. So, anyway, I have to, it was only for a month, so I called in because I wanted to find out what time they opened. And they, well, this is, it was early before they opened, And so if you want to do a refill on your prescription, press this. So I pressed it, and then it went through the thing, and it has a little number on the prescription. So you put that in. And then it asked me if they had identified me by the first 4 letters of my name or something like that. I clicked yes, and then I put in the other 2 numbers, and so I just got to calling them. So my prescription is going to be ready. It's probably ready now, but I'm not going to go till tomorrow to pick it up. So the whole idea of getting older and having to rely on freaking Social Security and all that. I used to think these people say, oh yeah, I'm on a fixed income, and fuck. What the fuck did I do? What a fuck up. I was thinking about my brother today. My brother went a completely different route. He joined the military. He got out of high school and he joined the Air Force. The win is, this is an enlisted guy. I think he got his college education while he was in the military. And then he got out of the military, and then he went to seminary school. And then when he finished that, he went back into the military as an officer and a chaplain. And he just retired fairly recently, a few years back. So I don't know how much money he gets on retirement, but I'm pretty sure it's a freaking shitload of money. He retired as a major. But not me. No, No, I'm going to do it my way. Yeah, that fucking worked out all right. Somebody remember one of the commenters said that they were, I don't remember exactly what it was, like regretting, that they were, I was talking about regrets or something, and basically they were saying that they wish they would have lived their life the way I lived mine. And I guess the grass is always greener, I mean, I couldn't have done the military thing. I couldn't have done the, I just couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done any of it. So, I mean, I had to do what I did, but boy, did I fuck up. I fucked up my whole 40s. All the way through my 40s, from 39 to 50, was a big fuck up. It wasn't a big fuck up. I mean, I got to LA with like $600. I left New Mexico with $600, and I came back with $3,000 after being there for almost 12 years. That's a fuck up. That is a complete fuck up. What are you gonna do? So, and I thought the medication that I'm on right now would have helped me to get the ball rolling a little bit. Didn't work at all. I mean, it worked for making me feel better. I think that's why I started feeling a little better. But, so I may have to do the Adderall. I don't know. I don't want to do the Adderall, but I can't, nothing's happening. Fucking nothing's happening. Nothing's happening except $506 on Tuesday out of my pocket. There's very little happening. And nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen unless I do something. I keep thinking, yeah, this medication is going to do something. No. So, it's very difficult. I mean, because when I was working, I worked constantly. I mean, I was a workaholic. Because when I got back from LA, I had $3,000 freaking dollars, and I started to dawn on me, hey buddy, you kind of fucked up. It's like 50 years old. Came back in 2001. That's when I came back. Came back in 2001. I left in 89. Is that right? Yeah, I left in 89. Spent all the 90s from 89 to 2001. And so when I got back, I was 50 years old. And it started dawning on me, I fucked up. So I started to do the dichroic glass. And that started to go pretty good. So I did that full blast until I started YouTube. And by the time I started YouTube, I was kind of getting trailed off a little bit. Business was starting to go down. But it was okay. But I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't keep up the pace. I mean, I could have kept up the pace. But after a while, it's just like, man, I can't, it's just, what am I doing? I mean, I would get out of bed in the morning, go to the coffee shop, come back, and then work until midnight. Every freaking day. 7 days a week for like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years, something like that. I can't remember. And then when I started slowing down, and I realized that I was a workaholic because it started to make me uncomfortable. But I just said, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore. That's why I'm in this situation. So now I don't want to get back into because I either do things, usually I do either full on or full off. I mean, there's no medium with me. It's either a bucket of ice cream or no ice cream. Fucking 40 cups of coffee a day or no coffee a day. I haven't had any peanut butter and crackers today either. So that's good. That's a good freaking thing. It's interesting how I can talk to the camera and put this on the fucking web. Oh, nobody's going to see it except the people that know me on YouTube. Yeah. Well, I was going to go and do another experiment today, but I decided not to because I have to drive into Albuquerque and I can't do it. I did that experiment. For what it is, it turned out okay, but thinking about the whole thing with beads and everything, unless the beads are really spectacularly interesting, I don't know what's gonna happen. That was a mosquito. Well, anyway, that's that. I don't want to get. I was feeling really, really good yesterday, and I'm still feeling pretty good, except that the whole $506 out of my pocket started making me feel, not so good. That's why I don't. That's why I wear the same clothes for freaking years. Because I know, everything costs money. And it's not that I'm a tightwad. I'm a very generous person. But I just can't spend money on things, and I don't even eat right. I don't even spend money on myself. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I'm going to get some good coffee. This fucking swill I've been drinking. Okay, I'm Rodney, and if you got to the end of this video, don't think I'm all bummed out, because I'm not terribly bummed out. It's just that I was thinking about I just walked in after having visited with the mechanic and all that. And I don't have a problem with that. I mean, the guy's got a wife. He's got a wife and at least I think he's got at least 3 kids, because he had 2 of his boys there today, and I know he has a daughter. Because when I took my vehicle down there, he fixed because my vehicle got stuck in 4-wheel drive, and he knew the trick to get it out of 4-wheel drive, and he did it for me for free, and I gave him some pendants. I think I gave him a couple of pendants or some earrings or something like that, and his daughter was there, and she grabbed him right away, so, and I saw his wife today, so I guess they have at least 3 kids, and he just lives right down the road. He doesn't live here in this area, but he lives further down. So he's one of my neighbors, and it's good if you're going to give money to someone if you can keep it within the small community that you live. That's a good thing. And while I was down there, the woman that delivers the mail was in there. She came in later, and she and I and he all have, the 2 of us have her as our mail carrier. So we were chatting mail talk and stuff like that. So it's it's a community that we have here. We got the freaking barking cock-a-doodle-doo. Ooh. But it is a community out here, so it is what it is, and so I'm going to do that on Tuesday. Okay, I'm hellorodney. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.